Speaking of the Biden coup, Donald Trump brings this up yesterday during the Spaces event with Elon Musk. Clip number 7, Humberto, is where Donald Trump talks about the Democrats pushing Biden out in favor of Kamala.
It was a coup.
Low IQ. Very low IQ. He had a low IQ 30 years ago, by the way, but now he might not even have a IQ at all. There's nothing on the board that goes this low. He said things that were so stupid that war had zero chance of happening if I were there. Zero chance. He was saying everything the opposite. Everything the opposite. And it's so sad because many more people have been killed in Ukraine than you read about. You don't read about how bloody it is and how
He's right.
Sure. Hey, look, just in the two armies, you lost 500,000 people. And Ukraine's having a hard time. Ukraine, I don't know if you saw the article recently, and it's true. You don't hear the true story. But if you think about it, Russia's gone, Russia defeated Germany with us, and they defeated Napoleon. They've been around a long time. They're a big fighting force. Yeah. And it's very unfair.
They lost
and
in
Ukraine now
though.
Doesn't have enough men. They're now using young men and very old men to fight.
Yep.
And we're in a very bad position. And I'm not going to blame exclusively, but I can tell you I could have stopped that. And a smart president could have stopped that. It wouldn't have happened. But we had a man that actually made it more prevalent. It was so bad. The words that he was using, the stupid threats coming from a stupid face that he was using. I said, this guy's going to cause us a war. He's going to cause us. And let me tell you, it can lead to World War III. That can lead to World War III. The Middle East can lead to. We have numerous places that could end up in a World War III right now for no reason whatsoever.
That was a different clip. That was him talking about Biden's IQ. Nonetheless, very funny.
Still very
funny. It's great to hear him. Stupid threats from a stupid face. But Humberto, clip 11 is the
before we move on from that. The stupid thing, great, ha ha ha. Can we just discuss Ukraine for a second?
Yeah.
How much money have we spent to Ukraine?
200, according to Trump, over 200 billion.
I'm texting you stuff because it's not pulling up. He said something very important right there.
What?
The amount of, we tend to highlight, he called Biden stupid. Let's address the heart of the matter, what he said about Ukraine. You're starting to see the stories that are coming out.
Yeah.
And everyone, the first day, we all kind of were on
not me.
Team Ribbon, whatever
not
it
me.
was.
Definitely
Okay,
not me.
Sure. But slowly it's been chipping away. And now you start to see these stories come out. Umberto, this was the lead story in the Wall Street Journal. Did you get the text? Ukraine needs more men, but the ones who want to fight already signed up. Young men are going into hiding and are trying to find ways out of the country. I have something to say on this.
Fly to Mexico City and take a walk north.
Very true.
Here's another part of the article, and I'll tell you my story. The results are now reshaping life in much of Ukraine. Young men are notably few in the subway in Kiev and outside of the resorts. Some villages in Western Ukraine have been effectively emptied of men. Businesses complain that it has grown more difficult to find workers in recent months, especially in traditionally male-dominated fields such as construction. Here's what's happening. Young men are being sent to die, to fight Putin's war, and what's the president of Ukraine's name?
Zelensky's response, which is increasingly becomes Zelensky's
Young
war.
men are being evaporated. Now, it's a numbers game. It's a battle of attrition. How many people are in Ukraine versus how many people in Russia? Triple, quadruple? I don't know. How many? Russia has what? 100 million, 200 million people? What's the number they have? Less than the United States, more?
144 million.
Okay. Ukraine has 30 million people. I'm taking
38 million.
Okay. So I took wild guesses, but I was pretty accurate. The numbers, so if they lose 100,000 and you lose 100,000, you really lost 300,000.
Yeah.
Because they have triple the amount than you. Now, here's what's interesting. The men are being sent to die in war. Who gives a shit? You have no idea. And this is like a whole nother conversation. How many beautiful Ukrainian girls I see in Miami, in New York, in Europe, traveling. They're on dating apps. I went to this Hard Rock fight the other day. A buddy of mine, wealthy guy, dating a Ukrainian girl. She's like, yeah, I escaped the war. I found him.
Yeah.
The women are great, living a life of luxury. The men are dying.
Yep.
And the story goes on in the Wall Street Journal about men are literally living in hiding because they don't want to go fight this war.
They're getting drafted.
And this is what we're funding.
Yep.
And the men in Ukraine, the ones that are fighting, that have signed up, because if you read the reports, on day one, every guy signed up. They went to defend their country.
Course.
It's like, hey guys, we're being attacked in America. We're all signing up.
Of course.
Tom, me, Vinny, Rob. But what's happened is 2 years later, the men who are like, yeah, I was just a graphic designer.
Yeah.
I'm hiding. They're literally hiding in basements.
And guess what? I just saw.
They're never gonna win this war.
They're not. But wait, and hold on. We all knew that. We all know that. Like that's why when you said Adam, wearing the pins and. I know you didn't either. I was never that guy because I see through all their BS. And mind you, I've seen videos on X, on YouTube, of Ukraine using guys with Down syndrome. They grabbing guys with Down syndrome just to have them go and walk in the front and potentially hit a landmine. They don't care, and Zelensky doesn't care. That rat just sitting there, give me money, give me, I'll pay back, I'll pay back. To hell with him.
And can I say one more thing? Yeah. Let's talk about the guys that are in hiding, but then when they catch them,
oh, they're done.
They go to jail.
Of course. Yeah.
So you either go to war and die or go to jail.
I'm going to jail.
Straight to jail. That's the reality of being a man who's living in Ukraine at this point.
Tom, in the early 90s, when the Gulf War broke out, CNN was the first time. It was the first time that you could live stream and watch a war unfold.
Yeah.
Desert Storm.
But now, the difference between then and now is you would see the bombings going on, but you wouldn't see the fatalities.
Yeah.
When you scroll on X today and you look, there's videos of kids getting blown up by grenades, being dropped by drones, and people are retweeting. It's like there's this weird faction of humanity that has lost caring and giving a shit about the 500,000 people, sorry for my language, the 500,000 people that have died. It just becomes something that people just scroll past, and that's insane to me.
You bring up such a great point, and I'm going to flip it on you. I haven't seen barely any footage of what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. I see tons of stuff of what's going on in Gaza. Tons.
Well, I see bombings.
Do you see a lot of footage?
You don't see
Okay, maybe you. Where do you see it? On Twitter?
On X?
Have you seen it on any mainstream platform?
No, I mean, I don't think they would because of the graphic nature, but on X.
But they'll do it for Gaza. They'll do it for other wars. This isn't like a Gaza thing. I have not seen any stuff that's going on in Ukraine.
I mean, we're active. I don't know how active you are on X, but dog, I'm saying, but Adam, because X is the place to see everything. There's drone footage. Like there's one drone recording the other drone, and it's a guy, a Ukrainian guy, pleading.
I've seen that one video.
And then it blows. Oh, Adam, I've seen 10 of them.
Yes, that's the problem. I've seen exactly. And when the issue of aid to Ukraine came up last night, Trump didn't say, day one, I'm going to stop funding the war in Ukraine. That's not what he said. What he said was, why isn't Europe actually helping and paying more to fund the defense of Ukraine? They're Ukraine's neighbors. They're right next to one another.
Yeah.
Do you know how much Europe as a whole has paid to defend Ukraine?
How much?
$56 billion.
Oh, really?
So they paid a quarter of what the United States has paid to defend Ukraine, and yet that's their neighbor. And Trump goes, there's a large sea between us. Well, yes, there is. There's a large sea that separates us. But why isn't Europe picking up their fair share of the bill to help defend?
Because they know we'll do it.
Yeah.
And this is the same argument that Trump made about NATO when he was in office, where he told Germany, you got to pay your fair share. I'm happy to give you the missiles. I'm happy to give you the arms so that you feel like your eastern border will always have a level of protection facing Russia. But you got to pay your fair share.
Yeah.
And what happens is there's a big circle, comes back to military-industrial complex, where the defense contractors in the United States says, I don't care where the money comes from. We got to get missiles over there to protect Europe because it's in our, altogether now, national security interest.
Say one, because I want to move on to get back to the Trump, because I know you had another video.
There is. Well, specifically, for some levity when it comes to this situation, Trump did address warning Putin about invading Ukraine while he was in office. Humberto, clip number 20. This is Putin this is Trump issuing a warning to Putin not to invade Ukraine while president.
Mm-hmm. And again, I said to Vladimir Putin, I say, don't do it. You can't do it, Vladimir. You do it, it's going to be a bad day. You cannot do it. And I told him things that what I do, and he said, no way. And I said, way. And you know, it's the last time we ever had the conversation.
What is this, Wayne's World? Was this Garth Algar?
But Adam,
Wayne Campbell?
Adam, and I get it. But,
Way,
hey, funny,
man.
Adam, funny, but in a crazy way, like the respect that you have from someone that's like, you're not gonna, hey, no way. But hold on, let's be honest. Adam, did it work? Nothing happened when this dude was in, because not only did they like him, they feared him. There was that balance, bro. What's up, everybody? Vincent Oshana here. If you want to see me and the entire Valuetainment crew, we will be at the Vault Conference September 4th through the 7th at the Palm Beach Convention Center, hosted by none other than Patrick Bet-David and featuring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Guys, this is the place to be. If you are an entrepreneur and you want to level up, do not miss this opportunity. This is the best place to network. If you want tickets, go to thevaultconference.com. Do not waste time. This thing is going to sell out, and I will see you guys there. Peace and love. So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.